Hello and welcome, race fans, to another beautiful Tuesday night full of action-packed racing action here tonight with the HCK Beagles Racing League as they head on down for their second round of their chase for the Cup, and they're headed back to some old school racing here at North Wilkesboro tonight for 175 laps of some fantastic high-flying, beating and banging race driving action here tonight. So let's go ahead and get all buckled in and get locked and loaded and start things on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, I have to say a huge thank you to the fantastic race supporters here tonight, like tonight's race sponsor, BK Mowing, where they mow it your way. If you're on out there, and I believe it's in Indiana, be sure to give them a call and on those numbers there and get all your yard work done, because hey, we're starting to creep up on fall. I know it's hot out there right now, but before you know it, those leaves are going to start to change and grass is going to get ready for that final cut. So don't do it yourself. Get yourself some great people to do it for you, and use BK Mowing. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to the other fantastic sponsors here of the HCKBRL, such as Abruzzi Racewear. Be sure to get yourself some fantastic racing apparel here today. TrekDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier of the HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. Be sure to go and get yourself some casual wear from them today. Head on down to Chiefland RC Raceway, where you can race RC race cars around all their dirt tracks and do all the RC racing things. And go check them on out. Fantastic business down there in Florida. So head on down there, have a great time. Big thank you to Chiefland RC Raceway. Of course, big thank you as well to Sonic Graphic Design. Some fantastic paint schemes coming out of that booth every single day. So be sure to go and get yourself a customized one here this evening. And of course, AdminBoxx, a premier button box solution for race control admins. Or at the push of a button, you can do wave rounds, black flags, cautions, whatever you need to do, all at the reach of your fingertips. So be sure to head on over to AdminBoxx and get yourself one here today. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I still can't figure out why my garage door doesn't have power, even though everywhere else in my garage has power. But nonetheless, I am joined by the brewmaster in general, Mr. Alan English, in the booth with me here tonight. And Alan, interesting night here for the second round of these playoffs, coming to North Wilkesboro. Should be some pretty good action.
Yeah, a little 2/3 of a mile track here in North Carolina, and you know, brought back from the dead. You know, this track was all but demolished and full of weeds and everything, and a group of people, including Dale Earnhardt Jr., brought it back. So got iRacing out there to laser scan it, And we're going to see some racing out here tonight on this little track. We're going to have a good-sized field out here tonight. It looks like about 17 trucks, which is probably just about right for a track this size. And week number 2 of the Chase playoffs here in HCK Beagles Racing. So looking forward to tonight's racing action.
That indeed. And down there on pit road is our anger management specialist, Mr. Adam Turner, all locked and loaded here this evening. And Adam, coming to North Wilkesboro, where we've seen a lot of high flying and beating and banging action. Round 2 of the playoffs, I think it's just going to exasperate that.
I hope so. I think you should see some door-to-door stuff. Power out of 4, I think, is a problem. Turn 2 is also a problem. Hell, the whole thing's a problem. There's curbs here. If you're down low, you could hit a curb, jump back on the track. I don't know. It's a fun track. I'm glad they brought it back. Dale Jr. had an important role in that, and bringing it back to racing in real life. So that was pretty fun to watch this summer too. We are in round 2. The next thing we got is Texas, Bristol, and Dega. So this is an important one. So these guys need to keep it together. But here's the rules. This is a problem right here. 0 fast repairs, 50% fuel, 3 sets of tires. That's it. That's your rules. 80 something degrees last I checked. Shouldn't be too hot out there. But yeah, man. They're gonna have to let it rip.
And that indeed, as we take a look here at tonight's race info. And oh boy, beautiful weather being had on out here in the virtual world. No terrible things in sight. Should be a good evening full of great racing. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. Man, you got to be easy into these corners and you got to be easy out. It's all about that corner entry and corner exit to make some good laps here.
Rhythm track. We've heard that over and over about a bunch of different places. It really does apply here as well. You got to get into a rhythm. You got to pay attention to not only where your lift and braking points are, but also the guys around you, because that's going to be changing as the tire wear starts to come into play. And some drivers just aren't as confident, so they might be backing that corner up just a little bit more than you are. So you definitely got to be aware of your surroundings, not just the track itself, but the other truck drivers out there on the track.
Yeah, it's the tire wear changes as the temperature changes and all that. So very difficult track to get around, but these guys can do it. They got a pretty good sized field, about perfect, like you said, for here.
And that indeed, as the field finishes up qualifying, which means it's time to head on down to tell everybody where their favorite driver is starting here tonight on this grid, with the 16, Nick Gardner, winning that AdminBoxx Pole Award winner. So the 16 starting up front alongside the 15 of Mr. Cody Staten, starting there in second. Third will be the 13 of Mr. Mark Beverly, with the 42 of Kevin Winker to his outside in fourth. 39, Josh Freed finds himself starting inside of that top 5. Got the 44, David Wright, to his outside in 6th, with the 4 of Eric Stoy starting tonight in 7th. 8th will be the 64 of Cale Turbeville, with the 51 of Joshua Moore starting in 9th. And the 7 of Brett Sommers rounding out the field starting top 10.
Yeah, Team America kind of split up a little bit out there tonight. Some as one of their guys, Zachary Staten in the 88, starting way back here in 11th. 12th will be Jesse Calloway in the 34 machine. The 17 of Frank Ranger starting inside row number 7 to his outside Nathan Cogdell in the 1. 69, Gregory Turner in 15th. Brian Torcha in 16th. And rounding out your field here in 17th place, the 87 of Jonathan Herbert.
And that is your field here for this evening. Of course, we have to send it on down here just as soon as I find the right thing. Where is it? Did I not have one?
They extended the...
Yeah, they don't have one. That's fine. As we get to talk to tonight's AdminBoxx Pole Award winner, and that's going to be Mr. Nick Gardner starting up there on the front row. And Nick, congratulations on the pole award here tonight. Gonna be a tough task here at North Wilkesboro, where I think you got probably one of the best starting spots up there at the front, trying to stay out of the chaos.
Yeah, man, I think track position is everything here, so it's good to qualify up front. Obviously, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So hopefully we keep this thing up front and have a good race. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, good luck out there. Get some great points here for the playoffs as they continue into race number 3 next week. Good luck here tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck, and have some fun out there.
Yeah, will do.
Alrighty, man. Well, again, congratulations. Good luck. Which team are you on again here? That's
Dialed in.
That's what I thought. All right, man. Well, have a good one out there.
Thanks, man.
Got him back down there in time. Get to talking with his teammates as we get ready to go to the green flag.
They'll do one more lap around here, it looks like.
Well, I was a little worried. I couldn't tell if they were going to go. They're double file the whole time, so it's hard for us to tell when they're actually going.
Yes.
I know the pace car lights, but you can't see them if you're in the back of the field watching. So, but it looks like they are off, and we're going to get rocking away here in a second.
And that indeed is. They make their way on down into pit road. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight here at North Wilkesboro. Side by side go the 16 and the 15. Side by side pretty much goes everybody in this field. 13 and the 42 continuing their start off battle here down through turns 3 and 4. No issues whatsoever by the looks of it. Everyone racing very well here, continuing that side by side action as we are officially up and underway here tonight.
44's round. It's like there's no yellow flag, even though we're stopped over here on the backstretch.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was strange.
Keep going, I guess.
Hey, keeping it on going. Yeah, 44 was stopped across the track. A couple of guys like Joshua Moore getting caught up in that, and I think the 88 is Zach Staten there as well, not being able to follow on through. Meanwhile, the 15 of Cody Staten finds his way on past the 16 for the time being, but the 16 looking to come back on that bottom side, not quite able to get the run to stick
the caution. There. Caution came out. I didn't see what happened.
It's a caution for the thing that already happened.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Post caution of the caution that wasn't the caution.
I guess so. So let's go ahead and take a look and kind of see what happened with David Wright when he had his little issue back here to pull out this delayed caution. Maybe some debris down there on the racetrack. Ooh, the 51 just getting up underneath the 44 a little bit there and snags that rear quarter panel.
Wright wasn't real happy about that either. He expressed himself on the radio a little bit about it. But
and expressed the displeasure.
Sure. KW42 joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, good evening, everyone. Let's go racing. Tristan Cotton says, sometimes I wonder why the government hasn't told us about the secret aliens. And Jesse Calloway out there with his alien emoji. What do you think about that, Turner? About the space aliens?
Well, we've known about aliens all along. It's no big deal. I mean, they're here. They built the pyramids. Everybody knows this, but they're trying to keep it a secret so they can pull it out of their hat. Like right now, when you got like mafia style government going on. So, me and my son, we hustled up about 10 million from this one country. No, we didn't. Look at that alien over there. You see, we got evidence of aliens, so check this out. Yeah, this is what they're doing. It's smoke and mirrors. It's the old trick. Bait and switch. kind of what they do to you at the grocery store. I mean, come on. But there are aliens out there. Everybody knows that. Come on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so. We're all in agreement.
I think so.
I mean,
When you said bait and switch, I thought of bacon sandwich.
I would like one of those. Those are pretty good tasty. Do you like mayonnaise on yours?
It depends.
Tomato?
If it's just bacon, I'll have mustard on it. But if it's like a BLT, I'll put mayo on it.
Oh, here we go.
Indeed, the pace car coming on back down on into pit road, and away we go here once again with the 15, not wasting any time, getting way out in front already. The 16 and 42 going side by side, 16 getting that position from the outside lane, 42 trying to trickle on by past the 13 of Mr. Mark Beverly here, trying to sneak his way on back up this leaderboard. 39 Josh Freed continuing to stay pretty much right where he started here in fourth. The 4 of Eric Stoy has made his way, in fifth, as the 4 of Eric Stoy tries to chase him on down. 64 Cale Turbeville there, as well as the 34 Jesse Calloway going side by side with the 1 of Nate Cogdell. Ooh, some contact, door-to-door action.
Frank Ranger 7 laps down being scored right now, but out there still clicking off laps. He's going to make up a few attrition positions here. I
Caution.
think it's yellow flags out again, huh?
And it didn't pick it up on my screen again.
Yeah, I don't see what happened.
And Lil Rimmer having a little bit of an issue down there. Looks like coming down through the corner, dropping a couple wheels onto that grass, and yeah, just enough to get that car all loosey-goosey and spun around.
Thank you for joining us, Nicole Scafidi. Pulling for Winker out there, of course. Saying, go Winker. Tristan Cotton says aliens, some government conspiracy. Always got to tune in and get an early race Matt Turner conspiracy theory going.
So he was baiting me is what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I like that, though. It gets my brain thinking. I like to get in that mindset of truth-telling. I like to tell the truth to the people out there.
Sure. We appreciate that.
I know. Thank you. I'm a truth teller.
Kathy Moore out there pulling for Joshua Moore. In the 51 truck out there, Muhlenberger Custom Homes machine. Was out there putting the bumper to folks already. That's short track racing. That's going to happen. You're going to have some contact out there.
My YouTube's down. Is it just mine?
Yeah, mine's working.
Okay. It's probably just my whole setup over here. Everybody steals my internet, all the people around me, kids and stuff. And then the neighbors, I'm sure they're thieving from me too,
Really?
I got the easy password,
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4 still?
Yeah, something like that. It's pretty simple.
Well, as you get older, you gotta keep things simple to remember them,
Yeah, you got to remember,
If I was Turner's neighbor, I would change my Wi-Fi name to CIA Surveillance Van Number 7 or something, just to mess with him. Because he'd go to connect his internet.
You say that.
God,
I've seen that, for real, in real life.
Yeah.
With another agency with 3 letters, putting off Wi-Fi with that basic thing. How stupid. Incompetent people in the government, I tell you. That's all right, man. We're here having fun at iRace, and they hadn't taken this from us yet. So I'm surprised they hadn't started taxing us for having fun on this, racing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're not in California.
Good point. I'm sure Newsom's already taken a bite out of these guys. You never see race car drivers from California on the internet,
Jimmy Johnson?
Well, I'm saying on iRacing.
Oh, on iRacing.
When you can tell where everybody's from,
They're
you
busy
rarely see
working
them.
4 jobs to try to pay for a 1-bedroom apartment over there.
Yeah, that's true. It's a rough world.
Man, that indeed it is. As the field gets all double filed here once again, and everybody gets ready to head on back to that green flag, as there they go. 15 out to a good start here once again. 16 slipping on by as well. You got the 1342 going side by side right behind him. The 39 in the 4 beating and banging as well. Ooh, 39 almost getting into the back of the 13 there, and the 4 almost getting into the back of the 42, and the 88's going around, and that will bring out the caution here again.
It looks like maybe a little payback there too, from the 44 to the 51. May have to
Already?
May have to watch that replay.
I can't because I'm the
That would be
YouTube.
good fun.
I'm trying to fire my YouTube back up. Everybody's taking the internet from me, thieving from me.
Beef.
So, do we have a fight or do we not?
Well, hold on. I'm watching the replay here. Well, so the 88 went around kind of on his own there. The incident between the 44, however, with the 51, it was just really nowhere to go. The 51 was trying to avoid the contact, and 44 was already trying to make his way on by and caught the rear bumper there a little bit.
So there's no there.
There. But nonetheless, we get all regrouped here and try to get this thing going here one more time.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Trying to mess with all these computers. I think they got me. I said those three-letter words, and YouTube shut down. That Zuckerberg guy's probably listening. Probably just shipped it straight to Langley because that's the kind of guy he is. Man.
Is this because of the aliens thing, or?
Just everything I say. I think I'm on a list. You know, they listen to it, and
You've been flagged.
100% have been flagged. I'm sure you've been flagged too with your Google searches on the Googler machine. You know, probably, Freedom, America, Eagles, you probably get you Googling that. Flagged.
How do I avoid using the metric system? Stuff like that.
Liars with the metric system. Been talking about that since '82.
And that indeed, and of course, once again, I don't know why, but iRacing sound didn't want to get picked up, so I haven't had that in the thing going on.
You got a sound issue?
Yeah, we got it going.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's having issues somehow.
Meanwhile, here once again, getting all re-racked and stacked on up.
To see like a late model race or something here at this track. I know that it's one of those classic tracks that it's fun to watch any kind of platform run around here, but I love the everyman type of racing, guys that still run street stocks and stuff like that.
That'd be fun. Like even the Miatas might be good here. No? Legend cars?
Yeah. Bruce Milberger joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, good evening. Just got home. What I miss? A couple of cautions.
Nothing.
A little bit of contact out there. Not a whole heck of a lot of beating and banging. A little bit, though. Mostly self-spins, I think, fellas, coming off corners.
For the most part, yeah, that's pretty much about it. As we go back to the green flag here, side by side once again. 15, Cody Staten out with a great restart here. The 16 machine trying to chase him back on down. The 42 breaking free and clear as well as, the top few drivers all breaking single file there. Well, for a second, but here comes the 13 with a big charge up underneath the 42. The 44, the 4 is going to try to follow on through on that outside lane around the 13 machine, being cautious around the inside infield grass there while making their way through the corner. Again, you also got the 7 of Brett Sommers trying to make his way past the 39 of Josh Freed. Cale Turbeville there in the mix here, as well as the 34 of Jesse Calloway.
13, Mark Beverly in that Budweiser truck, really trying everything he could there right after the flag wave there to try to get around that truck in front of him, but learned pretty quickly that Maybe I was trying to work on saving some tires a little bit. Always be time for some battle for position later on.
Yeah, that indeed. Speaking of the battle here, sitting right in front of that 44 of David Wright, you got the 81 and the 1 going side by side. Having some good action. Problem is, though, the 44 of Wright trying to figure out a way to get on through, but really there's not really an open door. I know it kind of looks like it here to shoot his way up through the middle, but that's kind of really not an option.
Brett Somers in the 7 machine still on the inside of Josh Freed here in the 39. They've been side by side for a few laps here, and guys behind them just kind of stacking up back there, you know, wondering when they're going to get a chance to get around.
Yeah, the Cogdell has got a blinking issue, and they're talking about it on the radio. I haven't witnessed it myself.
Same here, but the 34 and the 64 continuing a great battle as the 39 Josh Freed breaks on free for the moment from the 7. 34 and the 64, though, going side by side. Staten still being chased down by that 16 machine, who looks down low, battling it out for this race lead here. Chase Driver up there in the 16 machine, and Nick Gardner trying to get a good win here tonight.
How about the paint job on the 4 machine? Chase Driver Eric Stoy. Tonight's sponsor, BK Mowing. Brian and Kevin got that mowing business over there, and they're doing pretty well. They mow it your way. Sticking with the BK theme there. I like that. That's very clever.
I mean, it's copyright infringement, but that's cool. I'm just kidding. No. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, it is a great idea to make a little play off of that. I like it.
They didn't
You know
say
how
have
mean
it.
I am.
They didn't say have it your way. They said we mow it your way.
I know. I'm just
They've
teasing.
got a loophole.
God, you know I'm always the anti-everything person. I have
You
to
are.
be mean to the sponsors too.
Sure.
But if I was up there, I guess they're in Indiana, right? I've never been to Indiana. I think it's like really desolate and stuff from what I see on TV.
No, it's not.
They got a lot of gang wars, I think.
It's lush
there.
and green.
I think they have a lot of fighting.
Well,
and stuff.
unless you're in Gary or somewhere up there in the
Or
corner.
Indianapolis. But if that was near them, I'd have them mow for sure. They'd give me the discount, though, you know. You got to ask them for the AAA special. I think that's like, 50 cents off or something.
I don't know. Matt Bunjo out there pulling for Josh Freed and Stealth Motorsports. Good to see Matt out there cheering the folks on.
Man.
Where's Jake Bunjo tonight?
Yeah, no. Where is Jake? Best name in iRacing?
Yeah, camping out somewhere. Might be working down the garage area. Some of these guys are needing some extra hands out there working on the trucks because there's no fast repairs here tonight. So
Can you believe that? That's tough. I think we had that.
hard to
We've
do.
been doing that for a while with this league.
Yeah. Trying to, I think a big part of the reason was to try to encourage drivers to be, even safer out there. But it's difficult to do when you got guys fighting each other for position, for advancement in the playoffs. And, especially at a difficult track like this where it's, you're trying to find that traction all the time.
Yeah, you're not kidding us. The 16 and the 15 have going back and forth, trying to figure out who really wants to lead this thing. And right now, it really looks like the 15 machine trying to pick up the win here. Still one away from one of these chase drivers. 15 not involved in that chase. Had just missed out on that cutoff bubble.
Yeah, league admins made it pretty. They wanted everybody to know out there on the Discord that even if you're not a chase driver, you're still welcome to race here. We notice that sometimes in leagues when guys don't make the chase or the playoffs, whatever format. Sometimes they'll just kind of duck out of the rest of the races and not want to get involved in, maybe wrecking somebody that's in contention for a championship. But then you have dwindling car counts, truck counts, whatever kind of league you're running.
Yeah. We got to have
It is what it is.
more cars in the playoffs. Not this league, but I mean, just in general. That's just a plagues iRacing leagues right now.
Sure.
They don't make the playoffs. They take their toys and go home sometimes. I'm not saying that's what's happened here, but we've seen leagues that'll have 50, 40, I mean, about 40 drivers.
Yeah, 40.
Gets down to playoffs, and they got 12 guys, because
Yep.
nobody wants to race. That's not right. Yeah. Kind of sucks, but just the way it is.
That indeed is the 69 of Gregory Turner gets put a lap down here as the battle for the lead continues to go on. Man, how long can these guys drive side by side like this?
As long as they can. That's what they're just trying to wait for the other one to blink, I think, here.
Well, I think they're going to run out of fuel before they might run out of tires. They're only 50% fuel here, and I don't know what that puts them at as far as needing to get gas, but it's got to be coming up pretty shortly. We're at lap 47, 46.
Yeah, creeping up on that lap 50 mark.
That could be their goal is to try to split this thing into thirds, make it a 2-stop race. If they can stop at lap 50 and get enough fuel to get to 100, maybe that's what we'll see them do.
Yeah.
Maybe as the 4 of Eric Stoy tries to help the 13 machine sneak around that 42 Kevin Winker before running out of momentum there and not be able to get the pass done. The 4 then started to look towards the outside, but not quite able to make it fit. Now back to the inside and couldn't make it fit. Man, he's just telling these guys, leave me a door somewhere. I want to get around you.
Sweet. I just noticed some stuff when I'm looking at all the banners and whatnot here.
Yeah.
I think they got rid of the Winston Cup balloon and just changed it into NASCAR. I think
they did the same thing for the markings on the wall too.
I know. Why? I want the Winston Cup.
It's a tobacco company.
So what?
So that violates
history.
the law. You can't do that anymore.
No, it doesn't violate any law.
So
It doesn't violate the law.
Sure.
So they're allowed to have, Viagra on cars. They're allowed to have OnlyFans on cars. They're allowed to have beer
I don't
on
think
cars.
You can do that either.
You had Skoal on trucks and cars forever. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was back in the Winston days.
You're telling me they can't do that now?
No, they can't do that anymore. That's been the law for a long time.
I don't. I'm gonna have to fact check you on this.
Okay.
Just like
I'll
you're one
bet
of
you
those
some
communists in D.C.
I'll bet you some moose drool or
Well,
something.
I mean, and remember the longest time in NASCAR, you couldn't have whiskey. You could have beer.
That's true.
There was no whiskey, and then all
You
of a sudden,
couldn't
now you
advertise hard liquor on TV.
yeah, no, you couldn't. Believe it or not, now you can. It's everywhere. But just like the big pharma, pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
Why are we advertising this? Why does somebody get
Doctor
to?
about
Yes. Why do you? Your doctor is the one that should be telling you what to look at, not you telling the doctor. What's wrong with this country, man?
I think I might need some Cassandria or
I
whatever.
saw this.
I saw people walking on the beach and they looked happy. I want some Cassandria or whatever.
They were holding hands. Exaltia, Cassandria. Combine those two.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They all have those crazy names that don't make any
And
sense.
the commercials, they waste so much money with those dumb actors, the stupidity that goes on. And then there's people at home writing the crap down and telling their doctor, and then their doctor's dumb enough to just get it for them.
Well, their doctor's going to go on a free, all expenses paid golf trip or yacht adventure.
Probably on a cruise with Brown. Yeah. It's a mess we got going on in this country. But you know what? This is a good race. They got a really good run here.
Yeah, I think they finally kind of found that groove and found that rhythm as the 34 and the 64 had a good battle. 64 taking that spot away from Kel Tuberville for the time being. Meanwhile, the 44, David Wright, continuing to try to get back on up to the front. The 15 and the 16, though, they're still going at it, man. Still side by side as they head on back down into turns 1 and 2.
I think those couple of cautions help these guys conserve a little bit of fuel, a little bit of tire wear. So looks like they're going to try to make a few more laps here before they start their little pit rotation here. Pit cycle. So I don't know what's wrong with me today.
I don't know, but the top 4 are having a heck of a run, staying real close. I can't believe they're still side by side. What you see?
Yep. 34 and 64 are trading a little bit of paint there. 34 is trying to get inside that left rear fender of Turboville and the Klondike machine.
That also forced him to lose a little bit momentum, and the 44 had an opening to scoot around on the outside as they go side by side. Meanwhile, Gardner able to get that position away from Cody Staten. Now here comes that 13 of Mark Beverly, able to squeeze up and through, trying to look down low on that 15 machine.
David Wright in the 44 is a man possessed. He's a man on a mission right now. He was involved in a couple of incidents. And
one's off in the grass. Sorry.
He had to get some manual damage repair on that 44 truck, but he's fighting his way back up through the field here. Yellow flag is out.
And Little Rimmer trying to rejoin the track without causing that caution, but tough to do, tough to get spun around and up to speed quickly, especially from the infield grass. Let's go. Oh, and he, I guess he wanted to come on down pit road, but couldn't quite make it happen. What happened with the 6 damage? Just kind of a self spin down into the backstretch infield.
I think we're going to see some pit stops here. I mean, I know that's Captain Obvious stuff, but I think it's time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. And of course,
I'm with you. I agree.
Tower operator saying Muehlberger custom homes on cars as well. Yeah, how dare they put homes on there?
Custom homes. Huh? It's Muehlberger.
Yeah,
He loves them on these cars. Look at Staten. Good wanker.
I was speaking facetiously.
I know.
Just talking about Winker. He's still got about 3/4 of his car sticking out into pit lane there.
These pit boxes are so close together here. I don't understand how you could really get a full size truck in and out of there.
You probably can't, which is why he was sticking out a little bit, but
yeah, they're ghosting through each other anyways.
Yeah, able to get on out and free as our first round of pit stops coming here from lap number 63. Of course, want to remind everybody to head on over to HCK Beagles Racing League.com, where they've got a whole bunch of stuff all listed up here. You can go check out Rookie of the Year. You can see race results, meet the drivers, see all their sponsors, all that. But even more so, you can head on over and check out the standings tab, where you can see where everybody currently stands here in this chase, where the Mr. Mark Beverly up by 11 points, still hanging on to that lead. But Joshua Moore and Nick Gardner are separated only by a point, and then Kevin Winker is almost there as well. And even more so, there is a race, there is a prize for 11th for the people outside of the championship. I think it's for I could be wrong. I know in past seasons it's been free entry into the next season. So right now Joshua Freed holding on to that one by about 3 points over Cody Staten.
That's cool. They got one of those internet websites, which is pretty cool.
Websites are cool.
It's a site is like it's a page. It's real fancy. Yeah. It's a web page.
Do you think they could incorporate this thing called AI? It's really a fancy word for artificial intelligence.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah, it's very difficult to say because my vice president didn't teach me enough about it.
It's machine learning.
It's very fancy, is what I've heard.
Yes.
Learned by machines, right? I mean, am I getting close to what they're describing? They could probably incorporate maybe that into their fancy site. Here we go.
That they could, as here we go once again. The pace car's off and running we go with that 16 machine out in front, breaking free and clear of that 15. The 13 gonna try to sneak up and have a little battle here. Meanwhile, you also got the 7 and the 42 going side by side. The 4 and the 39 going side by side here as well. The 34 and the 64 picking up their battle from where they last left off on that last run. Good side by
81
side.
of Brian Torcha wants a piece of that too. He's up on their back door.
And that he is. He's trying to sneak his way on up through this leaderboard.
Man. Kind of trying to figure it back out after getting those new tires. We hadn't seen anybody do anything on the cold tires, so that's been impressive so far.
Yeah, they're giving a good little break in, a warm up, build some pressure up in them.
I always, at this track, I enjoy the track, and I would feel real good about myself. And you'd get a little tire wear, and when you're putting power down back into at 4, that's where I would always have a problem. We hadn't seen that tonight, but I think we may see it. You know, when you get real racy, coming out of 4, you try to goose it a little bit, and you end up down in the wall and causing problems.
And there's no safer barriers here at this old track. So that's a
Well,
about
I think there
8-inch
is
wide
now.
concrete wall on the outside.
I think they put them in for the real NASCAR.
They probably did.
I like it without them.
The
At least
danger has to be real for you.
In the virtual world, you know.
Yeah.
Is there a dive bomb effect here? Can you really dive bomb somebody at a track like this?
I mean, you can try, but it's not really, because if you try to go up underneath somebody with that much steam, man, you're going to be very slow coming out of the corner, because you got to slow it down in time to not push up the track and, you know, give that right side door a little bit of loving on that truck. And so the outside can just kind of maintain room and get a pretty good drive off of the corner. And so that's where you might see a little bit of that side-to-side action going on. Meanwhile, the 16 of Nick Gardner out in front, separating himself a good little bit now from that 15 of Cody Staten, 13 Mark Beverly in tow there, as well as the 4 of Eric Stoy, and looking like pretty much everybody all spacing on out just a little bit right now.
I think too, this is one of those tracks. If you did try to dive bomb somebody and get inside there, you'd end up wrecking yourself. I think before you made anything else happen. You know, it's just the shape of the track. I don't see that sticking your nose inside somebody like that and running them up the track. I don't see how you don't wreck yourself doing that.
That's actually true. Tough track, man. But it, you know, you get in that rhythm, it starts to help.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing right now.
Makes me want to put the wheel back on the desk here and turn a few laps. It's like fun.
No, I want to get back to it. I think I'm going to upgrade my equipment first, you know, like my computer.
Your
Yeah.
Packard Bell 386 is smoking just trying to run iRacing. I know that.
Yeah, well, at some point it will go down during this race, and I'll have to load back in and be ashamed to tell you that I'll be back in 5 minutes when I load back in.
Do you still measure your RAM in megs? I mean, you don't have any gigs of RAM yet, do you?
I don't even know what that means, but I'm
Like,
assuming.
yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming that if it's bad, then yeah, I probably have that. I mean, this computer's done enough. It's still got a nice video card. in it.
It's had a long, happy life, productive life.
It's heard some really bad things come out of my mouth. I know that. So, we're still friends, though.
I mean, it doesn't freeze up for 20 seconds at a time and not do anything or anything like that, does it? I mean,
Not right now.
yeah.
Starting to get concerned. Like my YouTube's starting to do that on my phone. That's a big problem. I've infiltrated everything. Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, the grasshopper man. They've ruined America, and they're trying to ruin me. But I was trying to have fun and watch these races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably if I was here racing, running that high line up by the wall, maybe trying to like a late turn in, maybe to try to catch somebody snoozing on the exit. But I don't know, man. I just haven't raced here. Just watching these guys from the blimp view, trying to see how everybody's line is looking. And I don't know that you can really do much here. It's just you're waiting on somebody to make a mistake like the 64 just did. A little bit of wiggle out of him. Jesse Callaway's going to take advantage there. That's what he was doing. He's riding behind the 64, just waiting for him to make a mistake. And that little bitty bobble out of that Klondike machine was just enough to make him lose momentum. Jesse Callaway takes the position.
And a track where perfection is a must here tonight. 34 taking advantage of that. Meanwhile, the 15-13 continuing to chase each other around. Same thing with the 4 of Eric Stoy. And I mean, we've already passed the halfway point here tonight. So these drivers are definitely starting to look pretty locked in now.
Well, whichever one of y'all said, I don't remember who said it earlier about it'd be cool to run Legends cars here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that would be a blast.
Probably be fun, right? If you had a good group of, friends.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any enemies because they could really try to kill you. But it would be fun if you had about 10 guys run around.
Makes a pretty good speed on here in the Legends car.
Even what are those Lotus 49s? That would be kind of fun.
Oh, you have 0 downforce in that. I mean,
I know.
that would be wild.
You have a little skill
Those
to get
things
through
are
it.
hard to make turn at Talladega.
Ah, well.
But it was a lot of fun.
Or well, we can't say Indy cars right now, so whatever they are, yeah. Those would be cool.
Albert Anderson joining us out there in the YouTube chat saying, so many of today's cars and trucks are all-wheel drive. I guess out on the street.
That's
I
true.
wonder if NASCAR will ever allow that.
Well, they've allowed one lug nut, so why the hell not? I mean,
Traction
what's the
control,
difference?
What's next?
Yeah, I mean,
Automatic windshield wipers, heated steering
electricity,
wheel.
electric cars. I mean, they might as well go all in.
8 cup holders and a little latch to put a car seat in there for your kid.
We should go back to we'll just have a 70s series, like early 80s cars that are real cars.
Steel dashboards and
Yeah, and then we'll have, the fancy boy races, and they'll be like electric cars, a bunch of Teslas or doing these. Yeah, the fancy boys. They all want to be electric now. It's the big lie they told you. People driving electric cars around. It's like the Jetsons.
but all the cars will be charged with a coal-fired steam generator.
Of course, it's a big lie. Oh well. At least we still have fossil fuel cars right now, Brown.
Oh, as there goes the 69 around again. This time I think he had some help from the 34, bringing out the caution.
He's having a rough one.
Tell you what, he's been involved in about every incident.
Well, hadn't he been off for a long time? He's been out for most of the season, I know.
That he has, but yeah, it started. The 69 was getting loose at the exit of turn 4, and the 34 just came on in and just finished the job for him there.
Yeah, put him right in that wall. I told you we'd see a problem there in that turn 4.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like a genius, a soothsayer. What do you call it? I got the
Idiot
sixth
savant.
sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Sixth Sense, the movie with Willis?
Oh, and the
Bruce Willis?
kid?
Yeah, who hasn't seen that? The
Oh
Shyamalan.
God, that's a scary one, man. That one, that's when I quit watching movies, man.
Once you find out that Bruce Willis is also a ghost, then
That's when I found out.
yeah.
After I
That
watched the
part
movie.
scared you?
Yeah, it freaked me out. I don't want to watch movies anymore after that one.
Oh, give me a break.
I don't
It's
like
scary like The
movies.
Shining was, you know.
Well, that was good. But that was the old days.
My dad used to say, Shining's not even scary. I'm like, hey, you say that? He's like, it's just Jack Nicholson running around making faces. I'm like,
They were scary.
It kind of is.
They were scary faces. What
He's
if?
kinda right.
I think we talked about this one before. What was the movie where they called the operator and they're like, "Where's that call coming from?" And it was coming from inside the
Matrix.
house. No, it wasn't the Matrix.
Yeah, because they use the phones to.
No, it
to
wasn't
travel.
the Matrix. It was like from the late 70s, early 80s. The calls coming from inside the house. Oh,
I don't know.
it was the horror movie back. When those
In
were
the
cool.
70s? Was it
Early
Halloween?
80s.
Halloween, probably.
No, it wasn't. You don't know. Anyway,
you don't know.
I don't listen to anything you say anymore.
Michael Myers doesn't know how to use a phone.
No, it wasn't that. It was some other one. I thought we talked about it. Whatever. Tower operator may know. He knows a lot of our stuff.
He does. He picks up. He knows more about pop culture, I think, than both of us. But
I love pop culture. That's like my favorite. Yeah.
he said it was Scream.
No.
Wasn't
That
that
was
long ago.
Scream. Actually reenacted that scene. That was from it was from quite a long time ago. But I don't know. I'll
Was it
Google.
something
I'll use the
starring-
Googler and
Was
figure
it
it
something
out.
starring Jimmy Stewart? I mean, how old is
Oh
this?
my
How far
God.
back?
I'll find it on the Googler, man. I got too many things going on here at the house. I got everybody's on the internet. The neighbors are stealing it. I don't know if I'll get through to the Googler, but I'll try. Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, I don't know.
Charlie Chaplin.
So we get ready to head on back to the green flag. Pretty much fuel and maybe 2 tires here for the first couple drivers, the 4 and the 7, as we get things started off here once again. But the 16 making quick work here of the 7 before trickling into line behind the 4. The 15 is going to try to follow on through on that bottom side. 7 had a rough go of the restart there, not quite able to put that smooth power down quickly, and is starting to struggle for some of these positions right now.
Turner, I think you're thinking of the Three Stooges meet Frankenstein or something.
Ooh, one of Nate Cogdale hitting a little bit of that inside curbing in turn number 4, bouncing that truck around as he's stuck behind the 88 of Staten and the 44 Dave Wright.
That raised curbing's no joke. You get up on that thing, it's like, what is it, Martinsville? You get a couple tires up on that thing, and it's a pretty hefty lip there. Definitely upset the truck.
So he looks to make the pass around the outside of the 88. The 34 machine is going to follow there as well, or at least try to follow as well around the outside.
I guess that movie. It was When a Stranger Calls from 1979.
When a stranger calls. Okay.
Anyway,
Shauna Flick here. Pulling for Winker. Hashtag Winker Nation. Thank you so much, Shauna, for joining us once again. Looks like Gregory Turner is out of the race.
put it on the hauler.
Yeah. It says he's been disqualified. I don't know if he
I
asked.
think he disqualified himself because you can't get disqualified
Yeah.
in this series.
Yeah, I think he asked one of the admins to do it for him or something there.
Yeah, just not the 69's night. It is a tough track. We do go to a little bit of an easier track here next week as they head on back down to Texas for round number 3. So he'll, I think, hopefully have some better luck there.
Yeah, we'll head over to the Canes. We'll get us some Canes before the race.
Oh,
we'll go
yeah.
to Buc-ee's for some snacks right there. And then
Beaver
we'll
nuggets.
just go over to the track. I don't care for those personally.
You don't like those?
No.
Oh man, there's.
Yeah, me
I like their jerky. I like their jerky
jerky's
that's
good, yeah.
in the. You don't get it in the bag. You have them cut it at the
Mm.
counter. That's a professional tip if you're ever to Buc-ee's. And get a kolache or something. They have
Brisket
good pastries.
sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
I do like it when, they're pulling that fresh biscuit, out of the heater there, and they call it on out. Oh, is Jesse Calloway having a little bit of an issue down there? Gets all spun around.
He did not hit a thing though. That 34 truck has no damage on it from that incident.
Well,
Well,
Gardner and Story got into it too, or I think during that. Somebody.
And 34 getting some help there with some tapping from the 88 machine, is stating to send him on around.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, we could think of some real good Bucky snacks to take into the Texas Speedway right there. There is a Bucky's right there.
To sneak them in a big purse.
I think they let you. I think they let you now at the racetrack in Texas. Yeah, you can bring a cooler or something.
I didn't know if it was like the federal prison where you have to throw it over the fence and then walk around and then go.
No, they use drones now for that, which is real cool. So, drop cell phones and drugs, with a drone
in the exercise yard.
Yeah, or on wherever they can get it. Yeah, but no, yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff in that. The sandwiches. I like the breakfast tacos a little bit better than the brisket sandwich. But if you get the brisket sandwich, you got to get it with pickles and onions. That helps it. They have an option there.
Man, I'm down for this. On my way down to Texas from up here to Hampshire, I'm gonna be able to pre-game my Buc-ee's by stopping at a Buc-ee's in like Tennessee or something.
Never been to one outside the state, but I guess imagine they're the same.
Are you coming in? You think you'll come in on I-20 at all?
I don't know. We'll have to see it.
If you do, if you pass through here, stop by the brewery, man. I'm sure we'll have something going.
Yeah. Stop by the brewery and have a cool one.
Free beers.
Yeah, on the Brewmaster. On the Brewmaster.
And then we'll ride. It's only 3 hours from here to the track, Texas. 3 hours, 15 minutes probably. It's up on. Isn't that on the northwest side of Fort Worth?
It's north of Fort Worth. It's in Denton County, but it's still considered Fort Worth because they manipulated the system, so that's Fort Worth proper. But it's in Denton.
Oh, I was thinking of the tax money.
Yeah, it's a whole. But yeah, it's an hour 10 from here. Not bad, man. I like the track. It's fun. Real nice, Get ourselves some Buc-ee's. We'll get a snack list for you, Bram.
All right, sounds good to me as we get all stacked back up and ready to rumble here once again. Got the 15 and the 16 starting side by side, the 13 and the 4 right behind them. Then you got the 39, the 64 as well. 42 and the 7 with the 44 and the 51 rounding out the restarting grid here as we go back to the green flag. Oh, and spinning the tires a little bit on that outside lane is the 13 Mark Beverly, and that's going to cause some issues here. Ooh, the 4 and the 42 getting all spun about.
Yeah, that checkup is what caused that little domino effect. See, was the 16 had a little trouble on the restart there. I don't know Nick Gardner's truck. I don't know if he was in the right gear.
No, he spun the tires. You can see as they're coming out of the corner and putting the power down. The back end slips out on the 16 machine, which caused him to have to get out of it a little bit, causing that little bit of a checkup. And just watch this accordion effect as the 64 catches up to the 4. He checks up. He gets a bumper from the 7 down into the 42 a little bit there, which comes back up and snags the quarter panel there of the 4 and spins him on about. And nowhere to go for the 7 in the 88. Oof.
Got real crowded there real quick. This track is not real wide right there, so.
No, there's nowhere to go.
It is not. But how about this story? The 17 of Frank Ranger was having some issues getting down into the car here this evening, but did finally manage to make it. But he, at one point, was about 10 laps down. Well, he's now only 4 laps down. A couple more cautions, and he'll be finding himself on this lead lap.
Good old Frank, stick around. Click off some positions here, make it more interesting for all the drivers out there. Frank, I don't believe in the chase, but is out there having fun on iRacing tonight, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, we're here to have fun.
Which Buc-ee's are we stopping at? The one in Terrell?
No, I'm talking about the one by the track. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you can stop at any of them.
Well, the one in Terrell is on my way there, so I'll probably stop there first.
Sure, might as well.
That's east of Dallas, for those of you who don't know. Right where 80 and I-20 split.
Yeah, I know where one place you don't want to be. It's Dallas after midnight. Don't do Dallas after midnight.
Try to go around it anyway. There's too many people there.
Well, it's a mayhem for sure. Well, we got, let's see, roughly 30 maybe to go, Brown, when we start this thing back up.
I believe so. It'll be 30 to go when these guys take to that green flag here once again, with the 15 and the 13 getting things started off side by side.
Yeah, and all green, we can go 30 in like 8 minutes, or if we have some cautions.
Take long.
Could take a little bit longer, so see how they do it.
That indeed, as the field rounds on out of turn number 4. Let's see if the 13 can keep up with the power here of the 15. And here we go once again. Green flag racing the 16, almost giving a little bit of a shove to the 15 there to get them on up and going. But here we go. Nonetheless, the 16 and 13 going side by side. 16 makes quick work of him, staying out in front. 39 tries to shove a bumper down underneath the 13, not quite able to do so. It's the 44 and the 64 going side by side. Right behind them, you got the 88 and the 81, the 51, as well as the 1. A lot of ones going on out there. So, oh man, the 1 just got completely hooked. How did he save that? I thought he was going up into oblivion there.
I don't understand how he was able to save that. Check out right in the 44, picking up spot after spot. He's working on Josh Freed right now, and as we saw earlier in the race, Shake and Bake number 44 involved in 2 separate wrecks, having to come down and get manual damage repaired. And now look at him out there. He's fighting for 4th spot.
That he is, going side by side with the 39 as the 13 continues to battle with the 16 as the 15 gets out to the lead here.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of trading spots right there up front.
Mm-hmm.
With 26 laps to go, man, it is, I mean, it's do or die time, kind of starting to creep up on that point as the 15 and 16 go side by side here once again, reigniting.
Around.
Oh no, taking teammate 42 Kevin Winker with him on that one.
See how he went around. If it was a self spin, he didn't have any damage on the rear. Did he get hit?
He did get hit by Brian Torchia.
Huh.
Just a touch. I don't think it was much.
Don't take much.
Well, I think the 81 just kind of got Newton balled up into him there, where the 42 just got into the back of the 81, maybe causing him to get a little bit of extra speed, which then caused him to get up into the 51, which was just enough to get the 51 all loose. And then the 81 made some secondary contact there to the quarter panel of the 51 to finish the job, sending him on around. And thankfully, no contact there for the 42. It was close, but it did check up that 42 a little bit, and he lost a couple of positions.
And look who it is, the 17, Frank Ranger, getting another lap back.
I was about to say.
Yeah, you heard it too on the radio.
Yeah, lucky dog going high. He's getting used to saying that. we keep it up, he's going to be on the lead lap here shortly.
He's running out of time here. This race is flying on by. Indeed, big takeaways from tonight, I guess. You know, if you don't have 40 cars or trucks in this case running on North Wilkesboro, you can get some good green flag racing laps in. We saw that tonight. We have had our troubles here with some
It's easy for you to say there, Mr. English. I don't know how you got that name English. You're not real good at it. Not sure
it was my
how
family when they came over. I think they was trying to hide the fact that they were Irish. They wanted to get
We're not Irish. Go ahead. Our last name is English. Yeah, that probably actually happened a lot. The Irish were
happened
really
a lot. Yeah.
Treated poorly, you know, just like they were marginalized, like, you know, what people like to say now.
Tell you what, the guy to watch pretty much most of the night here, I think, has been David Wright in the 44. I keep bringing him up, but he's a short track scrapper. He's been out there.
Scrapper.
He's been pinched low and able to hold on to it and racing pretty clean out there. So hats off to Mr. Wright there in the shake and bake 44 machine.
What is Albert talking about? America's driver.
What did he say?
He says he's running a special paint scheme tomorrow night just for me. Oh no.
Is it a CIA van or something?
Ooh, don't say that. That's a dangerous word.
You don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that with me. My name's not attached to that one. That's Alan English. You can hit him up in Louisiana. I don't know him.
It's gonna have aliens on it or something. I bet I know what he's doing.
Here we go.
Here they go once again. The 15 out in front, getting a good restart here, jumping out in front to a quick lead. Meanwhile, the battle going on behind them is a lot of side by side as basically the entire field gets all tied on up here together. 13 and 39. Oh no, there goes the 88 of Zach Staten on around, able to get it corrected, but he's going to lose a few positions due to that one and remain green flag racing.
Yeah, he was able to rejoin without running anybody over or without somebody smacking in his tailgate.
And he got in the grass and the curb, still survived it, so good job for him. Ooh, door to door, 44 and a 13.
Oh, and there he goes on up, and that's going to cause some chaos down there.
Pieces go flying thanks to the new damage model.
Yeah. Lucky dog coming high, number 17.
Yeah,
here we go.
44 kind of dirt tracking it down there, and had some side-by-side contact with a 13 before snapping it up the racetrack, snagging the 34. 51 getting involved there as well. Jonathan Herbert getting snagged up in it as well.
I'm still dreaming of this paint scheme that America's drivers created. I can't wait to see what he's got going on.
I think that as I watch the replay over there, that's kind of what I was talking about. Not necessarily a dive bomb, but when you're trying to stick your nose in at this track, it doesn't work out well for you. We saw right there, the 44 ended up being the first truck and got sideways after that contact where he stuck his nose inside that quarter panel.
Well, that's what happens around here. Everybody's sticking their nose in everybody's business, and they shouldn't be, you know. Keep that at the house.
Talking about the race, I don't know what you got going.
Well, when you live in a tiny town, these people they put their nose in everybody's business, you know. I like to keep my name.
Your neighbors. I thought y'all was.
Well, my neighbors, they're fine. I ain't worried about them.
Okay.
I'm talking about you go to town, you know. People got a lot to talk about, everybody. But that's fine. Racing's different, so I'll go with the racing. Look at all those campers, though. I love the campers here, all the cool old school look of this track. It's a really fun thing they did here at North Wilkesboro.
Not many Airstreams out there. There's a lot of big old Class A jobs, you know, them big old ones.
Yeah, Airstreams are expensive.
I lived in one when I was a little kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
If you had that thing right now, you'd probably be a thousandaire.
I'd be a multi-thousandaire.
They last. I mean, people love them. Refurbish the old ones.
That's before the days of slide outs and all that. It had a little 2-burner Coleman thing that you could smell the gas leaking out of that thing.
Yeah.
Just
They still make them brand new with no slide outs, and people buy them. Pay top dollar for them.
I'm not against slide out. I'm just saying that one we had when I was a little kid. It was.
Yeah, slide outs are kind of a newer thing on a camper, relatively speaking.
This was old technology. This was when I was. Let's see. This was 1984, 85, and the thing was probably already 20 years old.
Yeah. Probably worth a mint right now.
And indeed, as we get all side by side here, once again, 13 laps remaining as we get ready to head on back to that green flag.
Neat. They were made out of what? That was polished aluminum, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Aircraft aluminum or something.
I don't know.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're racing.
That indeed is. Here we go side by side once again. Green flag is out, and the 39 makes contact with the 16, getting all loose, hits the grass, and he goes on around.
Lucky dog 17 going high. You think
He will be too.
He'll be on the lead lap now. That's a wrap for him.
Is he really?
I think he will be, yeah.
I think he's got one more to go.
All right, we'll find out.
Callaway, I think, is in front of him.
Oh, maybe so. Could be wrong.
What happened there, Brown? What?
I just some side by side contact there with the 39, and looks like the 16, and yeah, just a little bit right side romance, and 39 getting all loosey goosey, hits that infield grass and gets spun on around.
Yeah.
His goose was cooked when he made the contact, and then the grass just added to it.
No, we got a different lucky dog there, didn't we?
It's Callaway.
Well, if I was Callaway, I'm just now getting back on the lead lap. Kamikaze. I'm kamikaze.
Like a bowling ball.
Last lap, kamikaze. It's over. I'm
No
trying to take
lift.
everybody out of 0. Crash everybody in front of me.
Crash everybody. Don't lift.
Crash them. Crash them.
Use them up. I got you.
So, that's me. I'm not a nice person, unlike most people around here. I just want to drive through everybody. You only get one chance, one opportunity. Eminem said that one time. Really resonates.
Adam the Cannonball Turner.
Yeah, there you go. Just blow through them.
That's not the way you're supposed to race. You're
Well,
tear
I mean,
you're gonna tear it up.
nobody cares. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, but your race will be over after the first couple trucks you wreck into.
No, you do it on the last
knock
lap.
the radiator out of the
You're
thing.
trying to do it on the last lap. They're having a fight on the
Yeah,
the
there's a
small
lot of
fight.
argument on the radio about
Not
what
real
happened.
like fighting, but they are discussing
Right.
things.
Spirited discussion.
Yeah.
I don't mean like a haunted house. I mean a spirited discussion, as in people are, pretty
They're
confident.
debating.
Yeah. All right, Albert Anderson. If you got special paint, you better send me a preview. DM it to me. That's what the kids say. DM it to me.
Thought that was like a PM.
Or IM or whatever.
Whatever Bill Gates
Put
decides
it
it
in
is.
a postcard. Put it on a postcard and send it to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Texas MD Original, thank you for joining us once again, saying aggressive discussions as we go back green.
And that we do. The 15 to 16 back at it side by side. 6 laps left to go here. Continuing to battle it on out as Jonathan Herbert down into the pits and is going to be in there for a hot minute. You also got that 16-15 going side by side. 16 getting that bumper up underneath the 15 here.
A little bit of 3 wide back there with Josh Freed as well. They did get it sorted out, though. 7 with a little bit of loose condition there. Oh, the 4s almost went around. Hit that curbing. I think that curbing helped save them.
Yeah, kept good speed, too, saving it. That was pretty interesting.
Story with tonight's race sponsor on that paint job. Good-looking truck. In 5th position currently.
We mow it your way. BK Mowing.
And that indeed they do as the battle continues to go on here with 3 laps left to go. The 4 and the 64 going side by side. Each driver trying to pick up whatever positions that they can possible here. And it's turning out to be a pretty good one as that 16 Nick Gardner comes back down across the line. 2 laps left to go. The 15 Cody Staten trying to catch on up. Same thing with the 13 of Mark Beverly, but starting to run out of time here a little bit with the 7 and the 81 going side by side. You also got the 39 of Josh Freed in the background there trying to shuffle on up and through. Brian Torcha trying to beat and bang his round around on that outside lane as the white flag waves, and here we go. Final lap here tonight at North Wilkesboro as that 16 machine of Nick Gardner breaking free down the back straightaway down into turns 3 and 4. Just has to have a clean exit here, and it looks like he will. And he breaks free across the line as the 13 and the 4 make contact. 4 goes sliding. Cody Staten picks up the 2nd, but the 4 of Eric Stoy sideways across the line picks up 3rd.
It's a pretty cool finish there. A lot of aggression there. Some last minute passing. I love it.
Yeah. They're having a good conversation about Gardner and Staten. They're excited about their race.
They enjoyed battling each other all night. Compliments all around to both of them cats.
And they did. They held it 2 wide a lot of the race, the Gardner and Staten's Cody. So that was fun. Fun ending for Stoy and Beverly, too.
And also, we got Stoy on the podium, dude. We get to talk to him here tonight about the sponsor as well there. It's always fun when you get the race sponsor on a car or a truck, and they end up in the podium with a little bit of extra camera time, and we really like that for the sponsors for sure. I need some WD-40 on this chair. I don't know if y'all.
I do too. Mine's having the same issue.
3-in-1.
Is it even a computer chair if it doesn't creak?
Yeah, maybe
Well,
not.
You really need some at 3-in-1. We used to call it sewing machine oil. You know, it's just SAE 30 oil in a little bitty bottle.
In a can that sprays.
It's a little, get the little red cap on it, yeah.
And so we head on down here to tonight's podium, and we get these driver interviews up underway, and we get to talking with the 4 of Mr. Eric Stoy, finding himself sideways across the line, picking up 3rd place here tonight. And Eric, it was a pretty solid race here this evening. I know the kind of bookends, the start and the finish got a little bit ugly, but it seemed like North Wilkesboro was pretty exciting for most.
Oh yeah, I mean it's always a fun race, the short track. Just your adrenaline's high the entire time. Just trying to hit my marks was the toughest part, especially when I'm trying to pass someone and we're just getting checked up. I felt like I was faster than a lot more people and just couldn't get around them, but had to be patient.
Well, it was great seeing that Chevrolet run well there towards the end of the race, especially here, as you said, you know, short track, your adrenaline's pumping, and you know, it's difficult to focus sometimes. But BK Mowing, the sponsor of tonight's race, you Brian and Kevin with that business over there, and on the hood of that Chevrolet of yours. You got to be proud. I know they're probably proud that you were able to get their company into the podium here tonight. Congratulations.
Hey, yeah, thanks. I'm sure they are pretty happy about this. But yeah, short track racing, I mean, it just takes a lot of patience. I mean, I know I got in a wreck and I got put to the back, and just keeping my eyes peeled, because you see someone wreck and you just gotta try to avoid it. And like I said, be patient and it'll get you somewhere.
Well, you did that. It was interesting because we'd have a good clean run. We had a long run, then we started having all these cautions, but you stuck it up front there. Really good job tonight. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Like always, you guys, the BK Mowing for sponsoring this race and sponsoring my truck. Also to my boy and to my girl Danielle.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations there for Mr. Eric Stoy picking up the podium finish here tonight in third, man. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action at Texas next week there, buddy.
All right, thank you.
And heading on up one more step of that podium is a guy that was battling for the lead all race long, doing the flipping and the flopping and the side-by-side, the 15 of Cody Staten. Coming up just a little bit short, but this is aiding in your endeavor to pick up that 11th place kind of semi-championship win here tonight. But a great second place finish for you there, Cody.
Yeah, I'd love to win that 11th place, and I think it's free entry next season, so that'd be nice. But yeah, that was crazy race. I mean, I knew Gardner was faster than me the whole time, and just fighting him off the best I could. And at the end of the day, he finally got a good restart on me when I was leading and was close enough to make the move. He was able to stick it down on that bottom line so well and run it. And a lot of respect to him for racing that clean the whole race, knowing that I wasn't in the chase and putting me out of the way wouldn't really hurt a lot of feelings. So appreciate that from him and wish him the best of luck.
Well, I know your sponsor Bruce out there watching, real proud of the way you guys raced out there, you, the rest of Team America. But yeah, we heard you guys, you and Nick talking to each other on the comms there after the race. A lot of mutual respect out there. You guys definitely have respect for each other, respect for the league, and it was a great contest watching you guys duke it out. And I guess you could say the best driver won, but I mean, it kind of varies week to week. You guys are so close to talent. You know, we go to Texas next week, it might be the other way around.
Yeah, he definitely was the best driver tonight. He had my number all night long. I just was able to fend it off on that high side. It's so hard to pass here. So, but big shout out to him. He deserved that one. So, hey, Bruce, if you're watching tonight, the rest of Team America that's in the chase needs you to come hang out with us because they need a little pick-me-up after that one. So hopefully they can rebound next week and come put on a show for you.
Awesome job tonight. Who would you like to give some shout-outs to?
Big shout out to Bruce Muehlberger, like always. He's an awesome dude. Always wants to come in and hang out with us and listen in. Like, he loves watching this. So big shout out to him for sponsoring us, and shout out to my grandpa Dale. Hope he's watching tonight, and Mom, you too. So love you guys.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations there to tonight's second place finisher, the 15 of Mr. Cody Staten, man. Good job tonight, and good luck starting next week there at Texas.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And joining us here, tonight's race winner started up on pole, but had a good battle to bring home the win here tonight. That 16 of Mr. Nick Gardner, finding himself on victory lane, man. Congratulations. That was one heck of a drive that you had to do tonight.
Man, I'm going to tell you, this is probably one of those races where you absolutely race your ass off to win. I mean, man, what a battle between me and Cody all night long. Not even just at the end, but man, early in the race, like me and him kind of drove away from the field, and we just kept battling each other, and it was just clean the entire race. We never touched each other the entire race. It was really cool. And then of course, I got Eric loose into one trying to get him trying to give him a little bump out of the way, and of course I let off because I don't want to take them out. So I let off, and of course the 15 passed me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be hard to get by. So every time the cautions came out at the end of the race, I was like, man, this race is never going to end. Like, I won't ever get a time to pass him. And it happened. Restarted with like 6 to go, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to complete the pass. And he got loose coming off a 4 when we were side by side, which gave me a slight edge going into 1. And then going into 3 and 4, I was able to outbrake him and get back on the gas just enough to clear him coming out of 4. Man, what a great race.
And that's a term we hear a lot at road courses about outbreaking somebody, but you showed here tonight that that's also the case on ovals. That's a skill that you need to be able to learn. How to. It's not just turning left. People don't understand that there's a lot going on out there with momentum and grip and finding the where the line you need to be is and all that. And you put everything together out there tonight. Congrats on the win. Texas coming up next week. You guys excited?
Love Texas.
So
love Texas. So looking forward to Texas. I love that place very much. So I hope I can go there and do just as good tonight. And we'll see, man. I'm just trying to get all the bonus points and stay up front as much as I can because it's coming down to crunch time. And I got. Unfortunately, I'm really beating my teammate, trying to chase my teammate down in points. But we race each other with so much respect out on the racetrack. So, but it's really cool to see Dowden racing, fighting for the championship. Man, I have not raced this racetrack in a very long time, but man, how 2 lanes can just race so well. I mean, you got a bottom feeder, you got a guy that can run the top side or the middle lane. I mean, it is just this was just such a great race and racetrack to do tonight. And I hope the viewers out there enjoyed that because that was fun.
Yeah, up front, what a battle y'all put on a show up front there. It was really nice. I can't wait for Texas. My home track, I'm looking forward to it. And what kind of shout-outs do you have for us?
Oh, man. Obviously, foremost, just thank my wife for letting me come on here. I honestly, believe it or not, I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it tonight because I work in the racing field, so I was actually at Richmond Raceway not even 5 hours ago, getting on a plane to come back home because I was at the test. So I flew home and I literally was able to get right to my computer. Didn't really get to say hi to the wife, so I've been gone for like 4 days. So I appreciate her letting me get right on the rig and race with these guys. Really appreciate her a lot. But appreciate my teammate, Brett and Mark. And shout out to Cody for racing me clean, man. Just great racing with him. And Gregory, I know he works hard. I see all of his posts and stuff, and racing with us and trying to keep up with making stuff happen during the race. And so I give him props and appreciate him putting this league on, doing a great job. And of course, like I do every time I'm in here, thank you guys for doing what you do, taking out your time, and instead of being in the seats yourself, you guys are up in the booth calling this thing. So appreciate you guys doing what you do. You guys do a hell of a job. I always go back and rewatch, and you guys kill it up there every time. So appreciate
Thank
you,
brother.
guys.
We appreciate that. Means a lot to us. It does.
Yeah, man. No problem.
And that indeed. Of course, we have to say a big celebratory congratulations to the 16, Mr. Nick Gardner, picking up the win here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Man, go ahead, go celebrate it, but it's back to business there at Texas next week there, buddy.
I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
And with that closes out things here tonight. And it was a little ugly here and there, but we saw it was one of those, there was some, like in hockey, there was some fights, and then all of a sudden a hockey game broke out. Well, it was a little ugly there, but there was a race going on in the middle there.
Yeah, a little bit of racing going on in there, but yeah, it was a blast to watch. Short track racing never disappoints, right? We all like it. We love the beating and banging. We love the the competitive nature of these drivers here, but they keep it respectful. And it was a lot of fun to see these guys really challenge each other, while at a challenging track. It was a lot of fun to watch them fighting on all fronts, basically, here tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm really looking forward to Texas. That's near and dear to my heart, so can't wait for next week.
That indeed, as we head on down and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here this evening with that 16, Nick Gardner picking up the big time win here tonight with the 15, Cody Staton close behind, having a fantastic battle there all race long for that lead. The 4 of Eric Stoy having a pretty good battle there as well, coming across the line sideways to pick up the third place and final step on that podium. Got the 13, Mark Beverly. He had his nose up in there quite a bit tonight as well, finishing tonight in 4th, with the 64, Cale Turbeville finding his way up there in 5th. How about this for the 6th place finisher, Brian Torcher, your hard charger of the day, up 10 spots on the evening, picking up a fantastic finish there. 7th will be the 39, Mr. Josh Freed, having a great race. You got Brett Somers in the 7. He was in the mix of all the action pretty much all race long here tonight, finishing in 8th. 42, Kevin Winker, even after having a little bit of an incident involving his own teammate, finds himself up there in 9th, with the 88 of Zachary Staton finding his way to round out the field's top 10.
Yeah, the 1 truck, Nathan Cogdell, finishes in 11th. 12th will be Joshua Moore in the 51, Muehlberger Custom Homes machine. The 34 of Jesse Calloway finishes in 13th place. Frank Ranger getting all those laps back. The 17 truck will finish 2 laps down. It's actually the first truck to be any laps down here. We had 13 trucks on the lead lap there, but he'll finish in 14th tonight. David Wright in the 44 will finish in 15th place. 16th, Jonathan Herbert in the 87, and 69, Gregory Turner rounds out your field.
That is indeed your field here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a fantastic time with us here this evening, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. As always, we ask that if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy the race in action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to grow this fantastic community. Of course, we have to thank tonight's race sponsor, BK Mowing. Be sure to go check them on out if you're in the, I think it's Auburn, Indiana area, to get to take care of your lawn, because man, it's hot out there. Don't do it yourself. Have someone else get all sweaty and gross and all that stuff. Have them do it for you. And help out some great guys on and down there. So big thank you to BK Mowing, where they mow it your way. Of course, we also have to thank some other fantastic sponsors like Abruzzi Racewear, TrekDogsRacing.com, Chiefland RC Raceway, Sonic Graphic Design, and AdminBoxx for your continued support of the HCK Beagles Racing League all throughout the season, because without y'all's support, they wouldn't be able to put anything out there at all, and it would be a little bit of a struggle, but glad to have some fantastic sponsors here for this great league. Of course, that kind of does it for us here tonight as we close things on down. We look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night as the Vigilante Racing League heads on over to Richmond for themselves for some beating and banging action down there. Should be an interesting race in those trucks. I know had a little bit of a rough one here earlier on yesterday in the Cup cars, but I think the trucks will be a little bit more exciting. So we'll see how that one plays out. But that's tomorrow night. And so we'll see you all then. For Alan English and Adam Turner, I'm Alan Brown. We'll signing off.
We go.
See ya.